All right, everybody, welcome back to OffBeat Sports Podcast presented. They've hooked us up with some good merch. I'm the only one wearing it, but they've been really good to us. So go check them out. Today we got a good episode for you. Today we're going to be talking about a little guy named Kyrie. All right, let's get into it. All right,
I'm excited about this.
Let me lay out some timelines for you. Last year, playoff series, Kyrie comes into Boston.
Yep.
Says it's all based on race. That's why we hate him.
Yep, that's the one.
Yep. He comes into Boston, thinks it's a good idea to stomp on Lucky's face, which puts KG, Cedric Maxwell, Big Baby into an uproar.
Bad idea.
And we get that end of the game. Fan throws a water bottle at him. After the game, he says he basically in so many words said they threw a water bottle at me because I'm black. There's a lot of black guys on that team, and we didn't throw them at all of them. We threw them at you because you're Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, one of them was a 8-foot tall black guy.
Yeah, like we're not. It had nothing to do with race. It was because he's an asshole. But fast forward, we come to this year. The Nets suck. Injuries, vaccine problems. Hard to trade. They end up in the 7th seed. We end up in the 2 seed. We play them first round. First game, Kyrie.
Fantastic game.
Brutally booed.
Every time he touches the ball.
He's getting absolutely slandered by the fans. Then we have this nice little incident where he flips off the fans. Up here, it's kind of cut off, but he flips off the fans, double bird behind the head. Then he makes the crying motion. I added the picture of him stomping on Lucky's face just for good measure. But he does all this, and then at the post game, he says it was justified. Which I'll give him some credit. I think the fans who are saying "F you," like you're a pussy, like you're a bitch, like all right, fair enough. Like honestly, as a Celtics fan, like I think that's too far, to be honest with you. I don't like the man, but like at a game yelling that, there's families around. There's kids that are at this game. They're at maybe their first Celtics playoff game. I don't think that's appropriate for an NBA stadium. But again, he's a professional. I think he needs to kind of settle down. Especially for someone who says the fans don't bother him. He knows what the fans are, and then he's reacting like that.
Yeah.
I think he needs to be the bigger person in that situation. I don't agree. I don't think people should be saying stuff to them, but he can't he has to have expected that. But what do you got, Aiden? What do you think of this?
Yeah, so as you said, Cross, I don't condone any of the actions, any of the profanities the fans yell at him. And I do think the fans do have a tendency to go too far. They play off their emotions of what happened, but I feel like regardless of whether he wants to or not, Kyrie has a platform as a celebrity and as a professional basketball player. He has a responsibility to be a good role model for young kids who look up to him, whether he wants to or not. So I think that by yelling profanities, flipping people in the crowd off, you think about it, we all have jobs. If we had hecklers at our jobs and we were flipping off customers or yelling profanities into crowds, we'd all get fired. So there shouldn't be a double standard for athletes feeling that they can yell or do whatever they want just because they're celebrities. They have to be bigger than that. They have to know better. I mean, you take a look at LeBron when he went back to Cleveland for the first time in 2011. He kind of just ignored the crowd. That they booed him every time he had the ball, more so than Kyrie is in Boston right now. And LeBron casually dropped 40. He won by 20 or 25. And that was that. Kyrie has to be bigger. He has to realize that he just keeps bringing up the crowd in every press conference. It's just going to make them boo louder, it's not going to make them stop.
The more comments he has, the more comments we'll have back. Harry, what do you think?
So, little backstory on me. I got banned from playing or watching any sports game because I chirped as much as I could and, loved rattling the competition. I love it. Oh my god.
I honestly love the slander, but I think the profanity has to be
now. Yes. So Aiden brings up a good point. We all have jobs. We all do our own societies. You know what I mean? If you flipped off a coworker or a customer, that's gonna cause some repercussions. Yeah, I'm in the military. You know what I mean? If I commented negatively on every post that was slandering the military, how do you think that would affect me? How do you think that would affect the face of America as it is? Because I'm one of the faces of the people protecting the nation. You know what I mean? It's not good. Now, for a guy who has all these role models, you got little kids looking up to you, man. You think that what they want to see when they're watching a game of you play is you flipping the bird or stomping on top of some fucking character's face, or just saying in the back. I don't know if you guys saw that clip about the guy when Kyrie was walking to the locker room and the guy yells out, "Kyrie sucks," and I don't know what he said, but it was
we'll keep it.
I said a little something about his friends, but it's fun. It's fun. Yeah. It's fun to we used to have him. He didn't do much for us. We don't like him. Cool. Yeah. The boos are cool. Kyrie sucks chance. Yeah, dude, I'm all about that. But when you start throwing stuff at him on the court or screaming out profanities to him, saying stuff about their mothers and families and all that, that's a whole different vibe. And when the game's over, man, the game's over. Take your angry comments to Twitter. Don't go to the locker room. And so as he's walking out, after a stressful loss, and just start saying these things to him, that doesn't help.
And I get the loss sucks. He's feeling it, high emotions. But I just think he's a professional. He's act according. The fans need to get themselves in check.
Yeah.
Also you as a professional, going into that game that's gonna happen. So you got to prepare yourself. Especially. You just dropped 39 points on them. You have nothing else to say. Your game did the talking. You lost the game, but you were not affected by the chirps. Why do that? And I think I am one of the biggest Kyrie haters.
Oh yeah, me too.
There is, but come on, keep it clean. Kyrie sucks, chance, whatever, fine. But some of those more cussing and all more of those swear words, we gotta tone it down. There's still kids at the game. He's still someone doing a job. I hate Kyrie. I hate him. Yell, I hate you, Kyrie. Don't yell F you, you're a don't be playing that because then it makes him seem like he's in the right. And I don't think he is.
Which are arguably speaking.
It takes away from him being him actually being the asshole.
Yeah, it gives him more reason to be I'm the victim, Boston's racist, Boston hates me, Boston yeah, well, we do hate you. We're not racist, we just hate you, it's
I just want to I want to touch upon the stomping on Lucky's face.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are it's just a logo, he's just it's just a court, get over it. You got to think that's a symbol, that's a historical symbol in this city. That logo means something deeper than the Celtics logo. And clearly he did it because he thought it meant something. So why wouldn't we react accordingly? He if it doesn't mean anything, then why did he do it in the first place?
Exactly.
He did it because he knew that meant something, and he wanted to slander that. And I just think people who don't get that are just they're not real sports fans. If a Celtics player went and did that to the Nets court, all right, they may not be as outraged because it's not they don't a Celtics player isn't the villain to them, but
yeah.
If LeBron when in his first game back in Miami or like in Cleveland when he was playing for Miami. If he did that to the Cleveland logo and like was flipping people off, it would have been 10 times worse.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then like the thing he said as he's going in the locker room, getting the heat of the loss, childish. But like I do think the fans need to clean up. I think I saw a tweet today and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And they're like, you can't you can't be chanting Kyrie sucks when he dropped 39 points because clearly he doesn't suck. Like Kyrie, as a Kyrie hater, he's a great player.
Oh yeah,
that great player. I would say he's one of the best ball handlers and finishers like the league's ever seen. But he's a jerk. Like and the tweet said, all right, you can't stop chanting Kyrie sucks when he clearly doesn't suck. How about you start chanting the earth is round or science matters. Like start chanting funny stuff like that where it'll actually get in his head because it'll just be like, wait, they're not actually targeting me. Like they're just saying like funny stuff like that. That may actually get because chanting Kyrie sucks is just dumb at this point. It's clearly not working. All that slander is not working. I have a plan. I have a great idea. I say every time he touches the ball, the entire stadium goes completely silent. I think that would mess with them 10 times more because I think that would be completely hilarious. If the whole stadium or the whole arena just went completely silent every time he touched the ball because he'd be like I guarantee the first time he'd just be like, what the hell? Why is nobody saying anything? Why is it so quiet? And I think that would get in his head more than anything you could say. But
it's like the arena music turns off and he sits there. He's like,
just everything's dead silent. But great.
It's like watching a golf game.
Great game one.
Fantastic game one.
Celtics got lucky, but so those are our thoughts on the Kyrie situation. I just want short episode, but we just wanted to get our thoughts out there before.
I got one more thing I'd like to throw on there.
Oh, yeah.
With the whole thing about it's just a logo, all that. You can't really be on Kyrie's side because who remembers when Juju would go around making TikToks on every single team's logo and every single comment in the world was like, dude, like that's another team's like legit like brand right there. You're just literally making it seem like not like, oh, this is all, oh, look at this, like look how funny it is to be like making fun of this team. Or like what about way back when dude on the 49ers would score a touchdown, run back into the middle of the Cowboys logo, put the ball down.
Oh, Terrell Owens.
Yes. Yeah. Remember, no, come on, T.O. Like at the same time,
it's disrespectful.
It's just not, it's not sportsman.
It's a clear,
you know what I mean?
It's a clear move of disrespect. Even if people don't believe the logo means anything, it was clearly doing it to disrespect the team.
Like, yeah, if the logo doesn't mean anything to you, like the people who love that team, you know what I mean? The kids who grew up watching the sport, the kids who grew up in that state and went to like games their whole childhood, like, you know, huge Celtics fans, huge Bengals fans, huge Steelers fans, like, you know, like seeing that happen on their like home field, like it brings something out of you know what I mean? Like that's like my lifehood, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's just something you don't do as a professional athlete. You know what I mean? Like you can hate them, but like when you are a role model to children.
Another example, it's like when that I think it was the Michigan State player or the Michigan player did it to whatever other, like whoever team it was, they did to the other Michigan team.
Michigan State stuffed up the half court.
Yeah, the half midfield. He started ripping up the grass and the paint and shit. Like it was disrespect, and he got jumped. But like it's just disrespectful. Aiden, do you have any final thoughts before we close it up?
But yeah, as you were saying, it's gonna be really interesting to see how Kyrie responds to this in game 2. Like, will he make more comments like towards the fans? Will he do more gestures? Because I mean, as a millionaire, what like $50,000 fine? That's just like a drop in the bucket for him. So like, I don't know that he cares that much about losing that money. So it'll be really interesting to see how he responds because you know the crowd
after the game, it didn't seem like he was gonna stop doing it.
Yeah, and
you know the crowd.
Oh, anyone who's saying he should have been suspended is just stupid.
No,
if they suspended them for every little thing, like that's when we start like complaining about the game getting soft. But I think that wraps up what we got. Those are our thoughts about Kyrie, the absolute clown over here. But I think Celtics fans chill out, Kyrie chill out. Let's just play basketball. Let's win the series. Get out of here. On to Milwaukee. That's what I think. I think let's play basketball and win. That's all I got. So thank you all for listening and watching. This episode is brought to you by Celsius, so go check them out. We'll see you next time.
Adios, boys.
Yeah.